Hello, fans, and welcome to the third game of the season for the Gridiron Virtual League. I'm your host, Rodney Horton Jr., and I will be leading you, giving you some commentary, some play-by-play for this game. As we see, the Dallas Flamingos are going to travel into Columbia, Maryland, to face off against the Columbia Wolves. And Columbia, if you guys watched that game, suffered a crushing defeat last week to the Dragons, and they lost pretty horribly. So now coming into this week, we're going to see if they can redeem themselves, and I'm hoping they watch some film because hopefully they'll be able to stop this rushing attack back in week one versus the zero percenters. They were able Tyrone Smith, their main running back, their starting running back, was able to rack up 36 attempts and 323 yards. His longest carry was for 34 yards. And we got to see Darren Roberts, the free agent, was 18 carries, 118 yards. As we see Tyrone Smith go down right there, and I'm hoping that Tyrone Smith doesn't run all over Cleveland. I'm sorry, doesn't run all over Columbia today. Um, and I mean, if they do, that's great for them. I think that Dallas can put on a campaign to have the most rush yards by a team for the rest of the season. And for those of you who don't know, actually, it's very interesting because this Flamingos team doesn't pass much either, but they are doing very well. Kenny Janikowski is doing great in passer rating as well. So we are going to continue to go on with this game as Dallas is going to have a first and 10 from the 42-yard line. And Tyrone Smith is going to get a first down after being able to wiggle away from some people. And we are going to see Kenny Janikowski is going to pitch that ball off to Tyrone Smith again. He is going to stop on a dime, and he's going to make August miss, and he is going to try and cut it upfield where he will be stopped after 5 yards. And looking at the Wolves, Jonathan August, the cornerback, actually was able to pick up 10 tackles on that last game. He wasn't able to force any turnovers. As actually looking at the amount of turnovers forced by the Wolves, they haven't forced any turnovers. So they're going to need to step their game up if they are going to hope to defeat this Dallas offense. And if I'm Dallas, I'm passing the ball a little bit more. Because at some point there may be some kind of issues as Darren Roberts is going to catch that ball on the flat, brought down by Jonathan August. 2 tackles on the day, I believe. Might be one, but I think that Dallas, what they have to do is continue to beat the teams while running the ball. That's what they're going to have to do, and that's what they brought in George Oladejo for to help with that blocking. And George Oladejo is especially going to be looked at today um, because last week he performed good, but we're looking for him to perform better as that ball is thrown off to the right side to Zach Collins. Zach Collins is going to be able to haul it in. No one around him for the touchdown, and we're going to see John Dorsett kick this ball, and he is going to get the extra point. And now we're going to see the Wolves come out on the field. That drive was in total about 4 minutes and 15 seconds. So Dallas was able to hold on to that ball for the majority of the first quarter. And now we are going to see Columbia with Sam Bugaj try to do something there, and he is going to get brought down by the special teams unit of Dallas. And on our first play, we're going to see Yelverton drop back and pass that ball as he is getting rushed and he's about to actually get hit. That is I believe Caesar Jones, the tight end, who caught that. And Bernard Yelverton in the the game versus the Dragons at 25 completions on 44 attempts and 532 yards. He threw 6 touchdown passes, and 3 interceptions. And you would think, okay, if someone throws 6 touchdown passes, that they would win the game. That's not what happened. And and as I've said to you guys, just how the timing for the game was just a little off. But Bernard Yelverton also had 6 rushing attempts and 47 yards. To put that a little bit into perspective, and before we even get to that, Columbia is going to punt this ball, and this is going to be an issue. Dallas, not only do they not punt, they consistently convert on 3rd down and consistently convert on 4th down. So it's not a good look for Columbia to be punting, especially on their opening drive. As we're going to see Tyrone Smith get that ball again, and this is what teams are going to have to look out for. Teams in the Gridiron Virtual League are going to have to look out for Dallas just pitching that ball left and right and left and right. And Dallas doesn't really run the ball up the middle much. So if any of you coaches watching, if you were thinking about possibly stuffing the middle or loading the box, that might not help you. So and Columbia is going to have to figure out something during this game to figure out how they can stop Dallas. And Columbia should also watch this film back, really, because they have to play Dallas again. Come next week, they'll be playing Dallas again. So and they'll get Dallas out of the way, and hopefully they can win their next game against Dallas. If they win their next game against Dallas, that will make them well, barring if they lose this game, that would make them 0-2. If they win their next game, they'd be 1-2. Now, hopefully, they win this game, and that would make them 1-1, and then they can improve to 2-1. So hopefully we do see something. We do see something nice from them. But Bernard Yelverton is actually the best rusher on the team thus far with 47 rush yards compared to Dexter McCormick's 16 rush yards. So the Wolves are gonna have to figure some things out. If we look at some other things, let's see. So while looking at the defense as well, they've only been able to cause 1 knockdown. And so they haven't really been disrupting passing lanes either. So the Columbia coach is really going to Oladejo, and George Oladejo is going to score. He is in for the touchdown, and George Oladejo, that tight end that they love to use for blocking, is going to get in, and he is going to see the end zone for what I believe is the first time of this season. And I was very excited for Oladejo to join the team. I was really hoping that he'd be able to find that end zone, and he finally does get that end zone. He finally does get to see the end zone, and I believe that was his first target, first reception, touchdown. And as Caesar Jones, the tight end, is going to get that ball to him for, I believe, a 3rd time in a row. And it looks like Dallas is going to switch up that pass rush. Now, so Caesar Jones is three catches for 13 yards. So Yelverton is going to have to find another receiver. But actually, no, Caesar Jones is going to be able to catch that and run with it. He is going to get brought down by who I believe is Lamar Hodges. Lamar Hodges, I believe, on the stop there. Lamar Hodges, number 50, the right outside linebacker. As we see Bernard Yelverton get sacked right there. And Caesar Jones is going to go out with a leg injury, but he will be back to return. So we won't have to give you more information on that, as that ball is going to get thrown deep, and Lincoln Johnson is going to be back there to disrupt that passing lane, as Dallas can rush you and cause you to make some antsy throws. And Dallas also doesn't have too many sacks, as we're going to see that. And that looks like it's going to be picked up by Barrett Barton. Barrett Barton is going to be able to get that interception, and Barrett Barton is going to get brought down. But after he picks up that interception, and Barrett Barton was in perfect position right there. He stopped right where the ball was going to be, and he was able to make a play on that ball in the air. As Tyron Smith is going to make a man miss, and I believe Salvador Putz is going to be able to bring him down actually. But looking at the amount of sacks, the Flamingos have not been able to really cause that much disruption. Terrence Russell was able to pick up one sack against the Dragons. I'm sorry, not against the 0%ers on last week. And that's very interesting there. I think that the Flamingos are going to have to really have to work better on their pass rush, but they're clicking in every other category. There as Myers is going to bring down Janikowski for a sack. I believe that's Myers' first sack of the year. And I can make sure to check that for you all. Richard Myers, the linebacker, is going to be able to bring him down. And Richard Myers is gonna have a sack there. That is his first sack on the year. He had 3 tackles last game. As I said, no interceptions, no deflections, nothing of the sort. So this defense is going to have to step up. If we look at how many tackles this defense was able to accumulate in the last game, as that ball was caught by McCormick, they were able to accumulate a little over 25 tackles, but those tackles were not nearly enough to stop anyone. As Diaz is going to haul that ball in. Forrest Diaz is going to catch that. And on the season, Diaz has one reception on 4 targets. 2 of those targets are drops. Longest reception is 34 yards and no touchdown. So that's Diaz's first touchdown of the season, as Finkel is going to try and kick this, but he's going to kick it out of bounds, and he is going to get a penalty right there. So Dallas should be able to start at their own 35-yard line. It's going to be able to start at the 35-yard line, I believe. And Dallas is going to come out in that strong I formation. And this is 2 weeks of regular season gameplay. This is the 3rd time that you will all be seeing Dallas, that every team will be seeing Dallas. If Dallas runs the same plays, Dallas does the same thing. But what I love about Dallas is their effort, their grind, their passion to ensure that they're just going to run the ball, and there's nothing that you can do about it. But what I am looking for, as I said, is for Kenny Janikowski to be able to step up and make some passes. He can pitch the ball all day long, and Tyrone Smith can head this offense, and hopefully, he is able to stay healthy too. Caesar Jones is going to come back, but if he can't, then there's going to be issues. And Dustin Marauder, I believe the left cornerback, is going to is going to actually have 6 tackles on the day. And if we look at and I'm sorry, Marauder is the free safety. I apologize. And Marauder didn't really perform all too well last game, but now he has 6 tackles. So Marauder is doing pretty well. And he has been doing well, as Oladejo's going to catch that ball, and Oladejo's going to get brought down to the 45-yard line. Oladejo! And Oladejo, George Oladejo, the great tight end. As Tyron Smith is going to get brought down by Salvador Putz. So it's a 14-7 ball game. We're about to wrap up the 3rd quarter. 6 plays, 39 yards, 49-second drive. As Tyron Smith is going to cut up the middle, and he is going to get brought down by 2 Wolves. So we're going to see Tyron Smith pitch this ball, get this ball again, and he is going to have one man to beat in Cecil Magic, and Cecil Magic is going to be able to bring him down. Cecil Magic, that strong safety there, who in game 1 against the Dragons had 3 tackles and was not able to accumulate any more stats. And Tyrone Smith is going to step in for that touchdown. And he wasn't able to accumulate too much stats there. But Cecil Magic is and Tyrone Smith. I'm sorry, let's not even talk about Cecil Magic. Tyrone Smith, 24 carries for 151 yards already at the half. Now, Tyrone Smith has set the rushing record for the league at over 300 yards, and that specific yardage actually is 323 yards. Now, he has that record. He can beat that record. The next best record thus far is by Darren Roberts at 118 yards. No other back has even rushed for over 50 yards. No one else has rushed for over 50 yards. And that's very, very interesting there that 2 backs from the same team have the most yards and no other back has even half or possibly even a quarter of what they've rushed for. And what they've rushed for combined, combined they've rushed for I believe 441 yards, which is a lot. And Dallas is just going to continue to stack on to those rushing numbers. As we see, McCormick is going to catch that ball in traffic around the likes of Ray Lewis. So Ray Lewis is not able to keep Dexter McCormick from hauling that ball in, and we're going to see a desperation Hail Mary attempt from Yelverton and crew, and they're making some changes on the line. And Terrence Russell's going to line up. He's going to try and beat that left tackle. Terrence Russell's going to beat that left tackle, and he's going to pressure Bernard Yelverton. Bernard Yelverton throws the ball up, and it is picked off by Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis was not going to be denied. He may have gotten bamboozled on that last play, but Ray Lewis was able to get an interception right there, and Ray Lewis is actually he might be leading this team in tackles if I'm not mistaken. He is actually second in interceptions amongst linebackers. But Ray Lewis had 7 tackles in that last game against the 0%ers, and he was able to pick that ball off once, and right here he's able to pick that ball off yet again. So 2 interceptions for Ray Lewis on the season, as the Flamingos are ready to put the foot on the neck. I'm sure they're ready to continue going on with this game, and I cannot wait to see what else that they can do, as the Wolves are going to try and look at their personnel, and now as you guys saw, Dallas went for the onside kick, as I stated in during the other games, and especially during the preseason. I believe this is something that will not be tolerated, and the team has actually already been penalized. So the team, like I said, the team has already been penalized, and this is just action that we are not going to tolerate. Columbia should have had a fair chance to go down the field and score, as stated by the league rules. No, we do not implement a mercy rule, but onside kicks are to be used for, dare I say, strategy only, not to just keep running up the score on your opponent, especially because onside kicks in this game seem to favor the kicking team quite a lot, as Tony Carter is going to beat out Jonathan August, and Jonathan August is going to look silly on that play, as Dallas is going to go up 28-7 from that after that kick by Dorsett. And Dorsett is going to kick this ball off properly this time, as we are roughly 19 minutes and 23 seconds into this game, with less than 20 minutes to go, with about 15 minutes to go in this game, and a little more than 15 minutes actually. Will we be here? And Columbia is now going to have to do something. Beginning of the third quarter, you're down. You need to do something. And Dexter McCormick is going to try and beat out Barrett Barton, but I have to believe, because Barrett Barton was over pursuing, I believe that if Dexter McCormick was able to keep cutting that ball out to the outside, he could have gotten something, but nothing there. Is Bernard Yelverton is going to throw that ball out to the flat, and Dexter McCormick is going to haul that in, and Barrett Barton is going to bring him down, and Barrett Barton is all over this field, all over special teams, all over the offense when they are able to get this ball, as we're going to see Dexter McCormick try and get this ball again. That ball is going to be swatted away, and I believe that was Andy Holiday, not going to be given a chance. There's Bernard Edwards is going to drop back. He's going to try and beat out Terrence Russell, and that ball is going to get thrown to, I believe, that is Sam Bugaj. I am correct, and he's going to run, and he is going to score. Bugaj on the wide open reception, and there must have been a breakdown of communications on the defense, breakdown in something, because Bugaj was left wide open in the backfield, and we're going to see a 2-point attempt, and we're going to see that ball handed off to Todd, the fullback, who is going to get in, and Guy Todd, that is, who in last week's game had 1 rushing attempt for 0 yards, and had 1 reception for 15 yards. Now, the third string running back, Christopher Rodriguez, last game had 3 receptions for 45 yards, and you know, that was on 3 targets as well. Wasn't able to score, but he did do fairly well last week in the passing game. So I wonder why Columbia does not want to give him any more reps this game, and you know, get him more involved in the passing game, as Tyron Smith is going to catch that screen pass. He's going to beat out Cecil Rajic and Ray, and he is going to get brought down as well. And Tyrone Smith is very, very hard to bring down, very shifty, you know, very elusive, as Darren Roberts is going to get switched to the primary back, and Darren Roberts is going to get that ball, and he looks like he had a slow start there. He's going to get brought down after a carry of about 2 yards, and while Tyrone Smith you know, continues to prove why he needs to be the one that keeps at that ball, but Darren Roberts is going to beat out Jonathan August, and Jonathan August is not playing all too well. He is missing a lot of tackles, which is very, very concerning. And I'm looking at this game, and looking at how both of these teams are playing. It looks like Columbia needs to get some more O linemen. They're getting pressured way too much. Darren Roberts is going to cut through a whole bunch of men. He's going to have to beat out Cecil Magic, and Cecil Magic is going to be able to bring him down. And Columbia is going to have to be able to contain pass rushers. They're going to have to pick up a good, solid offensive lineman that can stop the likes of someone like a Terrence Russell, or a Richard Nash, or a Lorenzo Camps, who is only going to be out for 2 more weeks, as Tony Carter is going to catch that ball. He has to beat out Ray, but he is going to get in and score that touchdown, making it a 34-15 game, and John Dorsett is going to kick that ball up and in, 35-15, as Columbia is down by 20, and they're going to have to score on this drive. They're going to have to do something, as Dallas is going to kick this ball off, and we have a little ways left to go, as Bugaj is going to try and run it up the middle and see if he can get something, and he is not going to be able to get anything. And the Wolves need to be able to contain these pass rushers, and they're going to need to create some more mismatches on defense, as Johnson is going to crash down and tackle Dexter McCormick in the flat. 2nd and 4, and we're going to see a single back formation. Bernard Yelverton is looking to pass that ball. He is going to get hit, and there it is. Christopher Rodriguez, the man that I was speaking of. He is brought back in to catch that ball, and Dexter McCormick is going to run up the middle and gain the first down. And Christopher Rodriguez, and to me, he is the underdog. I'm sorry, he is the underdog. I really love seeing Christopher Rodriguez, you know, be out there and just be someone that can that can haul those balls in and just be an extra set of hands for Bernard Yelverton. As Dexter McCormick is a consistent, and so is sometimes Caesar Jones. As we're going to see, Leonard Griffith, who is going to catch that ball, and the third quarter is actually going to end here. But Griffith did nothing last game. He didn't catch anything. He wasn't even targeted. So his first target, his first reception of the season, um, that's awesome that he was able to haul that in, because Yelverson's going to need all the help that he can get. This team, they're going to throw a screen pass, and Andy Holiday is going to be right there. And McCormick's going to try and spin away from Holiday, but Holiday is not going to be fooled. Holiday is a very aware, a very high-performing running back, and in Holiday's performance against the zero percenters, he was able to create 4 tackles and turn over the ball twice. Well, force 2 turnovers, I should say, and knock that ball down once. And that ball is Mo Woods is going to try and stop Sam Bugaj from catching it, but Bugaj is not going to be denied. His second touchdown on the day, as they're going to try and go for 2 here, and that offense is lined up, and Yelverton, wonder how he did not get injured on that play, is going to get brought down, and it's a 21-35 ball game, 4 minutes and 32 seconds left in the game, with what it looks like roughly 10 minutes left to play, and I understand the timing on the clock is a little confusing, but they have a little ways to go. As Tyrone Smith is going to get that ball, he's going to run out to the right side. He's going to make Marauder miss, and he has 1 more minute. But he's going to try and make August miss, but August, who seems to be 50-50 on making tackles, is going to bring down Tyrone Smith, the most elusive back in the league as of right now. When Tyrone Smith's going to make a man miss, he's going to try and make Myers miss, but it looks like he got the first down. Maybe they're going to give him inches. Yep, they're going to give him second and inches. And out of the strong I formation, we're going to end, and it looks like Columbia is going to run a 6-2. Kenny Janikowski has all the time in the world to drop back. He drops back, and he is going to throw that ball to Tony Carter, and Tony Carter is going to beat Jonathan August. And let's compare these two. Let's compare Jonathan August to Tyrone Smith. Tyrone Smith at Tyrone Smith at 5'7". I'm sorry, that wasn't Tyrone Smith. That was Tony Carter who caught that. I apologize. That was Tony Carter who caught that ball. But Tony Carter at at 5'10" and 178 pounds, and we have his opponent at Jonathan August, who is 218 pounds and is actually 6'3". So he has the height on him, and Tony Carter is not that fast, but Jonathan August is not performing the way that he should be performing, and it's not even based off of physicals. Tony Carter is not as good, is not a better receiver, at least on paper, as Bugaj is going to haul that ball in and be able to score. Bugaj in this game is, I believe, 3 for 3, 3 touchdowns. Bugaj is stand out right now. The question has to be asked, though, because if Dexter McCormick is going to bring that ball in for a 2-point conversion, and the question has to be asked, why wasn't he doing this in the last game? Bugaj had 10 actually, no, never mind. Bugaj, in the last game, Bugaj actually did quite a lot. I'm sorry, I misspoke. I thought Bugaj was a non-factor. Bugaj had 10 receptions, 2 drops, 491 receiving yards, and that is interesting. Bugaj is definitely the wide receiver of the year. Amongst the coaches, I told them that Wade Wilson was the receiver of the year, but Bugaj is blowing all the other receivers out of the water. I'm actually sorry. I don't know where I got these numbers from. That is not how Bugaj performed in the last game. Maybe I was looking at something else, But in the last game, he had 1 drop on 11 targets, 6 receptions, 4 touchdowns, and 255 yards. Either way, he is in contention for wide receiver of the year as of right now, and he is only going to get better. And for whatever reason, the kicker is fatigued. But 49 to 29 is the score at the moment, and I thought Dallas would perform better. They have performed good, but I thought that Dallas was going to run the ball a little more. They didn't run as much this game. Kenny Janikowski was able to find his footing as a passer in this game. In their game against the 0%ers, Kenny Janikowski threw 5 completions on 7 attempts, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. His longest pass. I'm sorry, was of 82 yards, and he was able to was he able to throw any touchdowns? I don't believe. No, he was able to throw for 2 touchdowns actually. So I find it very interesting. So he's 5 for 7 in the last game. In this game, I believe he's thrown double-digit amount of passes. Um, but as we're going to see Neville Bishop rush Bernard Yelverson. Bernard Yelverson is going to throw an interception to Barrett Barton. And Barrett Barton on that second interception of the day, this one contested. The first one was uncontested. And we are going to see Tyrone Smith probably punish this defense for the mistake that was made, as Maldonado is going to go out with a head injury, and I can tell you all right now that is a concussion. And Maldonado is actually going to be out for 4 weeks. And Randy Tucker will be able to come back in 2 weeks. As I believe Randy Tucker went out in week 1, but Maldonado. So Dallas has lost their left tackle and their right tackle. Their starting left tackle and their starting right tackle. And Dallas is actually, well, if Dallas were playing next season, they would actually have to be looking to find a new left tackle anyway, as Randy Tucker is this is his last year eligible to play in the league, as Zach Collins is going to catch that ball, his second reception of the day, and Jonathan August is going to be able to bring him down. And Zach Collins, if we can go and see how Zach Collins performed in last week's outing. If I didn't tell you guys already, which I might have, but Zach Collins didn't do anything on last week's game, and it's nice to know that Zach Collins was able to create some opportunity for himself in this game, as he was able to haul in. That is now his 3rd reception on 46 yards. And 3rd reception, 3 targets, and he had 1 touchdown. And Tyrone Smith is going to make Mark Ray miss, and that's and that should be the game, folks. That should be the game. The game was over a little earlier, but that's the game right there, as we are entering the closing the closing minutes, as Puts, the linebacker, Salvador Puts, is going to go out with a neck injury, and I will have the report on that soon, as we are going to see what was going on with the outside linebacker Salvador Puts, as we guys are going to run that out of bounds. If you just give us some time to figure out what is going on there, but Columbia is going to try and score just to save face at this point. They have roughly a minute left of game time, and Frank Nichols is going to bat that ball away. And as far as Salvador Puts, if you all are wondering, he will be out for the season, which is huge for Columbia. Huge for Columbia. Salvador Puts, in the amount of time that Salvador Puts was able to play, Salvador Puts was able to pick up 12 tackles, which might not seem like all too much, and it isn't even the second most or the third most on the team, but they needed someone like that to help out. They needed an outside linebacker that was able to to rush on the edge and you know, just be able to help out on the team, and he's just not going to be able to do that. And that's it. So 2nd and 5. What can Columbia do? They are on offense. Um, and you see Caesar Jones had 5 receptions on 32 yards today. As Bernard Yelverton is going to try and he's going to call some changes at the line. He is going to try and avoid Terrence Russell, and Terrence Russell is going to be able to get him. Terrence Russell sacks Bernard Yelverton back at the 20-yard line. 3rd and 22. Bernard Yelverton is going to drop back. He is going to try and escape from Terrence Russell again. He is going to be able to throw that ball, and Bugaj is going to catch that, but he's going to get brought down by Mo Woodson as he forgot to run after that catch, apparently. But if he did run after that catch, that would have been a touchdown. I can only imagine, bringing this game a little closer. And in this game, you can see that Columbia was able to mature. And in this game, Columbia was able to hit some of those targets that were wide open in against the Dragons that they should have hit, as Yelverton is going to throw that out of bounds. He's been having accuracy issues throughout this season already. And as we are entering the closing minute of how much game time we have left, as that ball is picked off for the final time by James, the nickelback, if I am not mistaken. Let me just get that for you, by Trace James, the nickelback, and that's it. And you know, you guys will see on Friday, you will see the Bears take on the Dragons. And I'm excited. This will be the Bears' first game, as we see that Tyrone Smith had 41 carries and 280 yards. But as Dallas is going to try and score again with the few seconds they have left, but we will see the Dragons face off against the Bears. As the Bears were supposed to play the Alligators in Game 1 of the season, in Week 1 of the season, but the Alligators forfeit that game, so the Bears are up 1-0 right now against the undefeated Dragons. But the Bears have not proved themselves. The Bears haven't shown us anything yet, and we will finally be able to see what they can do on Friday, and hopefully they perform well, because the Dragons are boasting a great offense, a great passing attack, and they especially love to use as Marauder is there to stop that, and that's going to be the game. So we'll see you guys all on Friday. Have a great rest of your night.